Widom Snark Squad. And yes, babes, that's Polish for hello, Snark Squad. Or, at least that's what Google says it is.
Honestly, if it's not, we tried our best. But you guys, you need to brace yourselves today, like mentally and emotionally prepare for this.
Oh my God, yes.
Because we are unpacking a literal wedding day ambush today. We've got a toxic mother who weaponized empowerment just to, like, clap at her own daughter's devastating altar rejection.
Stop. I am still recovering from the clapping. It was so bad.
And we have a groom who literally needed medical intervention, like actual medics and oxygen before he could even say, oh, I do.
It's an absolute international dating mess, babes.
The messiest.
But first, the mojitos are officially on deck. Cheers, bestie.
Cheers. And honestly, Snark Squad, before we get into the weddings, we need to discuss the absolute chaos that was our dinner tonight.
Oh, what a disaster.
We went out to dinner with our producer, Allison, and somehow ordering vegetarian food at a high-end restaurant became a full-on survival challenge.
It was a nightmare. Like, okay, we ended up at a Longhorn Steakhouse, which right off the bat was our first mistake.
A huge strategic error.
Huge. I am trying to survive vegetarian week, trying to stay committed to wellness and all that, and I was reading the menu like a literal detective.
You were interrogating the waiter about the soup base?
I had to. They sneak beef broth into everything. And I'm sitting there trying to pretend that a side salad with, like, 3 sad cherry tomatoes is emotionally fulfilling.
It's not.
It's really not. I was 1 crouton away from breaking my vegetarian week entirely.
Well, while you were doing your wellness warrior thing, I was emotionally mourning cheeseburgers in silence. Just like staring into the abyss.
You looked so sad.
I was in physical pain. Like watching other people at the tables next to us cutting into these massive steaks. It's a form of torture. I came so close to just throwing in the towel and ordering a ribeye.
I saw it in your eyes. You were faltering.
I was weak. But despite the vegetarian starvation, I have to say, patio dining kind of healed us emotionally.
Oh, completely. It saved the night. We moved out to the patio, and it was like a totally different experience.
Why does food taste like 100 times better outside?
I don't know. It's the summer patio energy. You step outside, and immediately you just start romanticizing the sunshine.
Totally. You get a fancy, oversized drink with, like, way too much ice and a fun straw, and you just feel rich for 2 hours.
Yes. I was fully absorbed in the summer vibes. Like,
Yeah.
I let the vitamin D just wash over my sad salad, and suddenly I felt like I was thriving.
Meanwhile, I was treating patio season like a competitive sport.
You always do.
Because why is everyone suddenly hotter on a patio? Like, everyone puts on sunglasses, and we all enter this shared delusion that we're on a European vacation.
Not a suburban Longhorn.
Right, definitely not a Longhorn. And we were aggressively judging other people's meals, just like accidentally eavesdropping on the table next to us.
Oh my God, the eavesdropping was elite today. But we have to talk about the inciting incident that almost ruined the patio delusion.
Oh, here we go.
Because someone brought their dog onto the patio during dinner. And babes, we have thoughts.
We have so many thoughts.
I was so emotionally torn. Because on one hand, the dog was undeniably adorable, like a little fluffy cloud.
Sure, cute dog. But I was immediately distracted and judging the entire situation. Like, I love dogs, but we need to have a serious conversation about restaurant etiquette.
I know.
Do pets really belong everywhere? People are treating these dogs like actual human children at nice restaurants.
They really are.
Yeah.
The waiter brought over a little water bowl like it was VIP bottle serve.
Exactly. And then the barking started. Like, a barking dog completely ruins the aesthetic of a nice dinner. When did fancy restaurants become dog barks?
It was a little chaotic. But honestly, that dog was making rounds at all the tables. He had a better social life than both of us combined.
Honestly, yeah. He was thriving, and we were just sitting there eating lettuce.
So true. But speaking of chaotic environments and people acting unhinged, we need to smoothly pivot to the absolute international dating mess that was the Love is Blind Poland Season 1 finale.
Oh my God, yes. I have been waiting to unpack this.
Babes, the overall vibe check of this 2-hour finale, I am fully invested.
2 hours of pure, raw cinema. Like, European reality TV is just elite. The drama is so visceral.
It really is. And, like, did you notice that the suits and dresses were already hanging in the hotel rooms?
Yes. No one was dragging giant garment bags through the lobby like on the US version.
Exactly. The cast doesn't hold back. The production is chic, and they just dive right into the mess.
So let's dive into it. We have to start with couple 1, Daria and Philip, or as I like to call them, the runner and the saint.
Oh my God, Philip. He gives such major track star energy.
Major. Like, let's break down that pre-wedding buildup. We see Philip pacing back and forth outside the venue like he's trying to find an emergency exit.
He looked terrified. And then when he's actually walking down the aisle, he stops. Not once, but twice.
Just freezes in the middle of the aisle.
Literally just stops walking.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the front, turns around to his own wedding guests, and asks, "Who thought I'd run?"
And every single hand goes up.
Every single person in his section raised their hand. Like his friends, his family, they all knew he was a flight risk.
If your entire family is placing bets that you're going to sprint away from the altar, you might have some commitment issues. Just a thought.
Just a slight avoidant attachment style, maybe.
Oh.
But then, on the other side, we have Daria.
The saint.
Truly, I was swooning over her,
Yeah.
holding it together.
Yeah.
She walks in with her nervous dad, who, by the way, looked like he was going to actually pass out,
He was so pale.
sweating bullets.
Huh.
But Daria was so calm, her vows were so sweet and grounded, and then Philip does his vows.
Ugh, the fake out.
Yes. He gives this whole speech, and the producers hit us with that dramatic, sad music.
The editors were working overtime.
They really were. He makes it sound like he's going to say no, but then he finally says, "I do." And he says it like 3 times.
But wait, we have to talk about what he said right after. As they're walking out, he literally makes a toast and says he cheated the system and won.
I hated that.
It's such a red flag. Who says they cheated the system on their wedding day? It makes it sound like he views marriage as this trap that he just barely escaped from.
It was so gross.
Yeah.
And, well, if we put on our meticulous detective hats and look at the post-show sleuthing,
Oh, the tea is piping hot.
the streets are saying they split months later.
Yeah.
And the rumor is that Philip was allegedly unfaithful.
Shocking. The guy whose family thought he'd run away couldn't stay committed. Never would have guessed.
Right. And Daria has been posting these gorgeous solo Paris trips on her Instagram, just living her best independent life.
Good for her. Paris is the ultimate post-breakup flex. But Philip's Instagram is what really sent me.
Oh my God, the story he posted?
He posted this super cryptic sunset photo with the caption, "What a chapter."
A chapter.
Yeah.
You legally married this woman on international television. That is not a chapter, babes.
Right, it's a marriage. Calling it a chapter is just such a classic way to downplay the commitment so he doesn't have to feel guilty. I am officially declaring this couple on life support.
Honestly, pull the plug. Daria deserves better. Let's move on to couple 2 because this was wild. Marta and Damien. The medics and the MVP grandma.
I am obsessed with this entire storyline.
The pre-wedding panic was insane. Damien is backstage and he's like, "I'm dizzy, I need help." And then he literally calls for the medics.
He's sitting in a chair with a full-on oxygen mask.
Yes. I have to know your take on this. Was he actually dizzy or was this just a full theater performance because he used to do stand-up comedy?
Look, I think he was definitely having a panic attack, but I also think he leaned into the drama to buy himself some time. Like, he needed to stop the clock for a minute.
Oh, 100%. He was spiraling. But the true star of this wedding, and honestly the star of the entire season, is Damien's grandma.
We absolutely stan Grandma. She is an icon.
She is the MVP. We have to talk about the moment before the wedding when Damien is nervously joking around and he calls Marta a nice piece of ass in front of Spanner.
Grandma was not having it.
She shut him down so fast.
She literally scolds him for swearing, tells him to act right, and just completely humbles him on his wedding day. It was incredible.
Every reality show needs a Polish grandma to keep these men in check.
Seriously. And it worked because his behavior at the ceremony was a total redemption arc.
It really was. Throughout the show, Marta was so annoyed by his jokes. She even went on Instagram later to say his jokes are only like 15% of his personality.
The edit definitely made him look like he never took anything seriously.
But his vows, babes, they were beautiful. He looked at her and said, "Fading together means not fading at all."
Pure poetry. Like, that is a stunning way to look at growing old with someone.
I was tearing up.
Yeah.
And the physical chemistry at the altar, the kissing was so intense.
Very intense. But what I loved most was the Polish reception tradition.
Oh, the bread, salt, and vodka.
Yes. It grounds the whole reality TV circus in this deeply cultural tradition. The bread for survival, the salt for the bitterness of life, and the vodka for joy.
It felt so authentic. And apparently that authentic connection carried over into the real world because you have the ultimate post-show tea on them.
Whoa, I have the best soft launch tea. Fan sleuths were digging around, and they found out that Marta and Damien registered a business together.
The business.
Yes, an LLC. And they used double-barreled versions of their surnames on the legal documents.
Stop it right now. That is the biggest commitment ever.
Right. Merging your finances and legal liabilities is way more serious than a reality TV wedding.
Totally. Plus, Marta has been on Instagram talking to followers about baby names.
Yeah.
Like, they are locked in.
We are officially crowning them the chaotic but successful sweethearts of Poland.
Love that for them. But we need to take a breath because couple 3 was just painful. Julia and Jacek.
The panic attack and the hater son?
Oh my God, the son,
Ooh.
Mikołaj. I deeply, deeply respect him for being a certified hater.
He was entirely unbothered by the cameras. He just refused to play along.
He literally refused to walk his mom down the aisle. He was just sitting there, arms crossed, basically like, I don't want her getting married again, so I'm out.
You have to respect a kid who protects his peace. He didn't consent to this reality TV stepdad, and he wasn't going to fake it.
Exactly. So Julia walks down the aisle alone, and it's already so heavy. But then we get to the altar breakdown.
It was so uncomfortable to watch. Visceral.
Visceral is the perfect word. Jake has severe ADHD, which he talked about, and you could see the visible panic taking over his body.
He was glitching.
The non-stop grunting, the anxious Dex shifting his weight constantly. It was so real and so sad, he couldn't even read his paper vows.
He literally looked at the paper and said he couldn't read it. His brain was just fully overloaded by the cameras and the pressure.
It broke my heart. So it ends up being a mutual no. Julia calls it a painful life lesson, and she's obviously crushed.
But let's talk about what happened immediately after she says her heart is shattered.
The pretzels.
The pretzel.
I could not believe my eyes. 3 minutes after having a massive panic attack at the altar, Jacek is outside on the porch, he's taking his jacket off, and he is just casually eating pretzels.
Munching on a salty snack while his ex-fiancée is sobbing inside, he was completely unfazed.
He tells the camera he was going to say no anyway. Like, the emotional whiplash of that scene. Insane.
It's compartmentalization at its finest. Once the pressure to perform was gone, he just completely checked out.
And according to the post-show tea, he checked out a long time ago. Rumors are swirling that Jacek is already seeing someone new.
Of course he is.
Meanwhile, Julia is keeping her Instagram private, but we know she's living her best life, vacationing with the live girls.
Sisterhood over everything.
Always. Okay, grab your mojito, because we need to talk about couple 4. Julia and Kamil, a.k.a. Uno.
The altar ambush and the toxic family. This needs to be a deep, shady dive.
The longest, shadiest part of the recap, because I'm still spiraling over this. Setting the scene. It is the literal morning of her wedding. And Julia finds out via a third-party messenger that Kamil allegedly cheated on his ex.
On the morning of the wedding.
Who does that? Like, why would a friend bring you that unverified tea hours before you walk down the aisle instead of letting you figure it out privately?
Because that friend wanted to be the center of the drama. But honestly, the friend is just the appetizer. Julia's mother is the main course of toxicity here.
Oh, the mother. I have never been so triggered.
They jumped on this cheating rumor like wild hyenas. Julia is crying, confused, and her mom delivers this cold, toxic speech.
Yes. She says, I raised an independent woman, and shows zero empathy for her daughter's broken heart.
Using empowerment language to manipulate your daughter is so dark. She didn't want Julia to be happy. She wanted Julia to be compliant.
And the best friend chimed in, too. Do you remember the wedding dress drama?
How can I forget? It's not your back.
Julia is trying on this stunning dress, having an emotional moment, and her best friend just looks at her and goes, it's not your back.
The ultimate passive-aggressive, mean girl comment.
And Julia had to go on Instagram after the episode aired just to defend the friend from the internet. She took the heat for her.
Because she's conditioned to protect these toxic people in her life. It's so sad.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
So we get to the altar, and Julia obviously rejects Kamil. And babes, I gasped at what happened next.
The sheer disrespect.
Julia's mother clapping, loudly, the second Julia rejected him.
Clapping like her team just won the Super Bowl.
Camille's sisters are in the front row, literally sobbing, and Julia's mom is throwing a parade. The internet is rightfully dragging this family.
They are calling them uncultured and unempathetic, and the internet is absolutely right.
But then, the aftermath. The hotel room screaming match.
Oh, Kamil completely exploded.
Julia goes to talk to him, and he just loses it.
Yeah.
Slamming the door, dropping the F-bomb, yelling that this is the worst effing thing.
Defensiveness is a hell of a drug.
And then he pulls out his excuse for the cheating rumor. He says he and his ex were on a break, so it technically wasn't cheating when he slept with other people.
Ah, the classic Ross Geller defense.
Exactly. We were on a break. Like, no, babes, you had a secret roster.
Maintaining a secondary roster that you activate the second you get into an argument is still a massive betrayal.
And I about to drop a nuke on you. Because the post-show plot twist,
Hit me.
Kamil was just spotted on a vacation in Madeira
Okay.
with Kinga.
Wait, Kinga?
Yes, Kinga from the pods. The same Kinga that Krzysztof cheated on Malika with.
Oh my god, I am losing my mind. This reality TV incest is out of control.
It's so messy. Let's quickly shout out the ghost couple, Malika and Krzysztof, who didn't even make it to the finale.
Right, because Malika had that terrifying controlling energy where she was throwing IKEA plastic containers at him.
Exactly. And Krzysztof cheated on her with Kinga, and now Kamil is in Madeira with Kinga.
Kinga is officially the MVP villain of the entire season. She is pulling all the strings behind the scenes.
She is the phantom menace of Love is Blind Poland.
I am unwell. This is too much tea for one sitting.
I know we need to process this. Let's transition to our segments. Segment 1. Who is here for love?
Let's debate this, because honestly, the pickings are slim.
Very slim. But, my take, I believe Marta and Damien are the real deal.
You're leaning into the LLC.
I am. They had those deep conversations about fading together. They pushed past the awkward Joker phase, and they literally double-barreled their business registration. You don't do that for clout.
That is a fair argument, but I have a different take.
Let's hear it.
I argue that the only person pure of heart on this entire show who is genuinely here for love and tradition is Damien's grandma.
Okay, yes.
She didn't want Instagram followers. She just wanted her grandson to stop swearing and treat his bride with respect.
She is the moral compass of reality TV. Okay, segment 2. Biggest red flag energy. We saw a lot of alarming behavior this episode. What's your pick?
It's a tie for me. First, Julia's mom treating a devastating altar rejection like a high school pep rally and clapping. Absolutely unhinged. And second, Kamil's definition of "we were on a break." If your boundary for loyalty is a technicality, that's a massive red flag.
My pick for biggest red flag is bringing third-party gossip to a bride on the morning of her wedding.
So toxic.
Instead of letting her figure it out in private or telling her weeks ago you blow up her wedding day while she's in hair and makeup, that is sabotage.
Total sabotage.
All right, segment 3. Could we survive Love is Blind? Babes, I would spiral so badly. I would handle pod dating so emotionally poorly.
I mean, how long until you crack?
2 days, max. I would be crying by day 2, trauma bonding over a shared love of dogs, and ready to marry a wall.
A wall?
Literally, just lock me in a pod and I'll fall in love with a lamp.
See, I would go in the complete opposite direction. I would bring a clipboard.
Oh, God.
I would aggressively interrogate these men about their credit scores, their 401k plans, and their patio dining etiquette.
You would be terrifying.
The second a man says he lets his dog eat off a fork at a restaurant, I'm out. I would self-eliminate by day 4.
You would get the absolute villain edit.
I would embrace it.
Okay, our last segment. Segment 4. Patio date rankings. Let's rank which cast members would give us the best and worst summer patio date experiences.
I already have my worst. Kamil Uno.
Oh, for sure.
Think about it. The second you ask him a hard question about his past, he's storming off, knocking over his mojito, slamming the patio gate, and complaining about his boundaries.
And dropping F-bombs in the middle of a longhorn.
Exactly. Total buzzkill.
Okay, my pick for the best patio date is Damien.
Really? Defend that.
Listen, he'd keep the drinks flowing. He literally does Broadway dance routines at his reception, so he's entertaining.
True.
And the best part, if he gets out of line or makes a dumb joke, Grandma is right there at the next table to immediately humble him.
Okay, a built-in chaperone. I like that.
It's foolproof.
Yeah.
Well, Snark Squad, I think we have successfully survived the Polish wedding chaos.
Barely survived, but we made it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and dissecting this absolute mess.
Before we go, we need to know your thoughts in the comments. Does patio dining automatically improve the taste of your food?
And seriously, do dogs belong at restaurants? Let us know.
Also, what would actually break your vegetarian week? For Jay, it's a ribeye.
And honestly, babes, could you mentally survive Love is Blind, or would you be crying in a pod with a clipboard?
Let us know all your thoughts. And please remind yourself to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us keep bringing you the mess.
Stay messy.
Stay romantic.
And we will see you on the Snark side.